This sketchbook contains everything that I did in 2024. Let's start. I have these pages like in every single sketchbooks. These are the pages left of some other sketchbooks, and I just keep because I don't want to waste pages, and I'll draw something in it. So first of all, we have this study of the sphere, this portrait, which I think I drew in 2023, not in 2024, because yeah, on the other side I have nothing, so another page to draw. So I can't throw it yet, and then let's see what we have in here. This is a portrait I was working on just I think 3 days ago. So it's just a rough page. I think this was supposed to be Wanda. I think it looks like her a little bit, but not that much. It was supposed to be like a pattern that I have on my best sheet. I was gonna paste it on the wall so that it looks like that it came with the best sheet. This is something that I'm very embarrassed of, because first of all, it's the first page and I haven't completed it, and it looks horrible, and I just don't want to talk about this. So let's move on. Is the page that I think I'm proud of a little bit. Individually, if you look at these hands like closely, they don't look as perfect, but then if you look at from like a little far, it just all comes together. I mean, I did this as I thought that I would learn how to draw hands, but even after doing this whole spread of A3 size with hands, I still cannot draw a single hand from my imagination. This page was actually inspired by this book I was reading at A Court of Thorns and Roses. This was supposed to be Nesta Archeron, as it's written here, and this was supposed to be Cajun. Although Cajun, I think, had long hair, so I did not take that into account, I think. This is supposed to be Farah. This is again Nesta wearing her crown, the mask, and she had one another thing. It's been a long time, so I don't remember probably. I think it was a sword. It was a weapon. I know that much, but I don't know which one was that. Anyway, and this was supposed to be Elaine. Then here, this is my roommate that I was talking about. These are just random cats. This is Olivia. On the next page, see, empty page. This is, I think, empty too. And yeah, this is, I think, a self-portrait that I did of me. I just don't remember when I did this, whether in late December of 2023 or early 2024, I don't know. I wanted to make it a little hyper-realistic, and I just couldn't, so I stopped. And this was also not looking exactly like me. I was supposed to draw like a down lighting, like light coming from downwards, so this was supposed to be a little lit, and I was supposed to look a little scary, and in this one I just don't look scary. Then this is a spread I think I like a little. So this is actually a photo I found on Pinterest, and this was to a photo on Pinterest, same Pinterest. These were supposed to be lotuses, and as I started coloring them, I realized how difficult it is to color with pencil colors, especially when you have the cheap ones. I have pencil colors which are like these Dumbos do not blend together, and I was trying really hard to blend it here, but it just wasn't blending. And then see, frustration. Go to hell, you damn flowers. And then then this is spread Paris Geller from Gilmore Girls. And this is again a self-portrait, and you can see my hairs are a little longer here, so I think, oh, so okay, I remember now. So this is the, I remember drawing this in 2024. The previous portrait was in 2023 because I think that was from my first semester. At that point I had my hair cut, and then here you can see my hairs were a little longer. So, and this is the constant expression that I keep on my face mostly, so I drew this expression to just capture it. Someday look back in future that how I was so done with life when I was 20 years old. I don't have any drama in my life, but I'm so done with it, that's for sure. And then these are some random things that this is again supposed to be a self-portrait with watercolors, and it does not look like me. Then we have this. This was like the most fun piece that I did in this entire sketchbook for till now. Um, I usually draw on the right side of the page, so the left side is always left empty, and this time I'm actually changing that, by using the left side because I don't want to waste a lot of paper. So I thought, okay, let's just draw a pattern, and I started, and then I realized how much different patterns you have to have in your mind in order to fill A3 size page. Then we have this one. It was supposed to be like, these are supposed to be clouds. These is this is I think I saw this one I saw on Pinterest, and that this is like another self portrait, as you can say. It's a little mixture of imagination there. So I'm supposed to be holding a mermaid. She's supposed to be Ariel, but she's not. And then this one's supposed to be a little fat boy mermaid who is just stealing my noodles. And this one's supposed to be a mermaid who doesn't give a shit about anything, and she's just lying there, in her own little world, and she doesn't care about me. This is, I think, a model I saw on Pinterest, and I really, really liked his hairs, and and the tattoo, and I just wanted to draw him, so I did. And with this one, I started drawing the dark shades first, and then filling the light later, and then the medium ones. So I actually wanted to see how much realistic can I really get with this technique. And with these two, I wanted to actually do a different technique where I start from like very light and then slowly build things up. So as you can see, comparing between these two and this one, these are more realistic ones, but then they take a lot of time. So drawing wise, these were the things that I did in 2024. So these are the books that I read throughout the year. Not a lot, I know, but I'm gonna read more this year. I just got a little lazy. So anyway, so I'm gonna rank them. Uh, Starting with A Court of Thorns and Roses. See, this was my first fiction book ever. So if someone was reading fiction from a long time, then for them to get hooked on a series, it will take like 10 to 12 chapters, you know. But since this was my first fiction book, and this was the first longest book that I ever read at that point. So I wasn't hooked until like I read half of it. So I used to read 10 to 12 pages every single night before sleeping, like a normal self-help book person reads. And I wasn't hooked into it. But then after the mid, I got hooked. Once Farah like goes back to save Tamlin, then I was hooked. So then I started reading it, but still, compared to all these other books, I'm gonna give it C because you'll see. Then the second book, well, this is where Rosand is supposed shown. This is like where I get introduced to the enemy lover arc. I always heard about it, never really experienced to read it.
This was the first time when I read the enemy level arc, so I'm gonna give it A. Then the third book, this was also great because after reading A Court of Mist and Fury, you're basically like left halfway through the fight, so you're waiting for what's about to happen. And so these books were great. So I read them like in a week actually. So this one, A Court of Wings and Ruin, I think I read in like 2.5 and 3 days. I was just reading and eating and doing nothing. Then the fourth one, this was like I had hoped after like the war finished in the third book, and I thought that maybe a new story will start or like something. Like I was hoping for a little action in the fourth one because all these three were full of a lot of action and romance. This was just like a story building. So people after war was just, gathering up and trying to get back together. So I'm gonna give it a D because I mean not it wasn't that bad for me because I completed in like 1.5 day. But I'm just thinking of those people who read these three books and then waiting for the fourth one and the fourth one come by and then you get this, so but still it was necessary. After when I read the fifth one, I realized how necessary was this for fourth book. But still, it wasn't that great, so I'm gonna give it D. Not that any of these writings are bad. Boy, I'm really trying to suck it up. Then fifth book. This is where Nesta Archerin becomes Nesta Archerin. So I'm gonna give it S. Super tier, I think that is. Because this was everything a guy, a girl, anyone who loves reading needs. This is everything that you want. I mean, it healed my soul to read the character development of Nesta Archerin. So, and plus the romance in this, I mean, are you freaking kidding me? Even combined all of these four, you can't compare with this one. So, Court of Silver Flames, greatest of all. And you can see also the mask I was trying to draw. I didn't take reference from this one. I thought I could do it from imagination. Anyway, now we have Ikigai. This book, well, there is not a lot of in this book. It was okay, not that great, so I'm gonna rate this a D. I mean, first of all, self-help. Secondly, it didn't offer me that much. Um, then we have Settle Out of Not Given a F. Uh, I'm gonna rate this one C, of course, after this, because I mean, fiction is fiction. Um, it is self-help, but this was quite, how do I explain this? I can say, like therapy. In therapy, how they ask you these random questions that just brings your past and really questions your belief systems. Reading this book was like questioning my belief systems every single page. So that's why I'm giving it a C. I cannot give it a B, A, or S because self-help, and so I'm gonna give it a C. Then we have this, The Body Keeps the Score. I'm gonna give this one a B. It's just self-help, but I didn't complete it like the full book. I read like only half of it, but only through half I realized that I am and I was living in fight or flight mode for like past 4 to 5 years, I think, and how badly I need therapy. So, and I still have to finish the rest of the half. So I'm gonna give it a B, and then maybe I think once I complete the book, it can go for A or S. But right now it's a B. Then we have these two. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Uh, again, heard a lot about it, read it, and I think I'm gonna give it a B. Before this, yeah, it's a great book. The mystery is really good, and it was like again my first thriller book I read, and I really liked it. So I'm gonna give it a B. See, I'm gonna give it an A. Yeah, and then the second part, I'm gonna give it this one a B. because the story was really good in first one, and the second one, I mean, it was good, the plot wise, but I really didn't actually like it because it had nothing to do with Pippa's life. You know, another serial killer just come in town just because a little girl is a detective. I don't know. I just didn't like it. That's why I didn't continue with the third book. But now that I've seen the series, I think I'm gonna read it this year. So these actually are one of my classmates. So I actually returned all of these parts to her. So I'm gonna have to ask her for the third part, and then I'll read it maybe in 2025. But yeah, for now, I just completed only these two. Then this one I just finished like 2 days ago. I'm gonna place it before Ikigai, but again D. It had some insights that were valuable, such as like it mostly talked about quitting social media. I don't use social media anyway. So again, things that I already do. And then he talked about quitting entertainment. One thing I gained from it that I need to stop watching Netflix series. I have seen a lot of series, not a lot of series, but like some series a lot of times. For example, Friends I've seen like 16 times, Vampire Diaries 5 to 6 times, Two Broke Girls. I've seen almost every single series I've ever watched more than 4 to 5 times. Some even don't want to do that, So that's the only thing I gained from this book. So I'm gonna put it at D again because self-help and didn't get a lot from it. So these were the books that I read the entire year, and I'm planning on to read a lot more actually. Um, but yeah, for now, this was it, I think. Now, poems and stories wise, I did not do as well because I started really good, and then I only wrote poems when I was like really sad or really just feeling, I was just feeling a lot of emotions, and I just wrote the poems. The stories, I also wrote 3 stories, but I cannot show them to you because they're like really personal and stuff. Uh, so these poems, this one, these two, the first one and the third one, I actually did not post it anywhere because the first one I was really embarrassed. I mean, it's not that good. The third one is really sad. So I'm not embarrassed, but like it's just sad. Second one is not here. It's actually on Pinterest. I'll just show it in a bit. Um, so if you want to like read, just pause and then you can read it. And then this one too, if you want to read, pause and then read it. And the Pinterest one, which actually is this one. Yeah, multiple interests. This was actually, I thought, good enough to post it, but it didn't do good. I mean, you can see 3 impressions only. So, yeah, again, you can pause and read if you want to. I'm planning to write a lot more this year, so um, hopefully I'll have 15 to 20 poems. That's the goal. Coding wise, I actually did not make a lot of projects. Um, the whole year was spent into like learning and stuff. Um, I could have and I should have made a lot of projects, and I did technically, but these are like very small stuff, like a to-do list or maybe just an API calling and stuff. So not much exciting, not anything exciting to see. The only full project I think I did is this one. Wait, yeah, library management system. This I made with Java. So let me just show it to you real quick. Actually, I think downloaded another version of Java for some projects. So this is just, doing a lot of stuff. And I really don't wanna, I don't have the energy to just go into and fix it. I'm gonna fix it later, but let me just show you how it looked like. Actually, I have updated the GitHub repo of that. So I'm gonna just, yeah. This took a lot of time because actually I could have made it a little faster. I mean, if I would have followed a tutorial or something, but I didn't because, imposter. So I used Java Swing for this one and AWT to just pull the whole thing together. Um, it looked something like this. It wasn't really that much great looking. Just basic stuff, you know. The whole point of starting this and making this was to learn about oops. And technically, I did not learn anything about oops. Like making this, I just learned how to make UI in Java with Swing and AWT and nothing else. I made this same thing with Python when I was in grade 12, so it was a little easier that way, but I did not learn as much as I thought I would. And this wasn't even responsive. That's why I uploaded these screenshot shots. Then another thing that I made was this website, which I hosted on Vercel. This also took a lot of time to actually make. So with a horizontal scroll and a little bit of GSAP and stuff, not that something you would say be astonished to see. Then if you just log in there, you have these basic accordions, and this was the dashboard. Then we have flashcards, you can see. So just this took a lot of time actually to make. The animation is still not perfect, not the way I want it to be, but somehow looks a little better. Not great, but better. Then your profile page, yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought for a second the image was not working. Yeah, and then basically that's it. Log out, we just logged out. So yeah, and I also on Vercel because okay, again, yeah. See, this keeps happening with this. So I still have see the thing with the little the latency while loading the images. I don't know whether it's a Vercel thing or what. I never posted it or anything. That's why. So I'm actually gonna look into it while I learn hosting and DevOps. So for now, um, these are the only two projects that I think I did, and mostly in November and December and October. Before that, I made very small, stupid projects. You can see, like, I have on GitHub. See, I have like 16 rep, 144 contributions, 16 repos. This is an extension that I made, I think, a week ago. This one, color change one. So you can change basically the background color of your desktop. So let's just say if I search anything, Wikipedia is blue color, and if I change it to red, it's red now. And then like not great as you can see because I didn't optimize it, uh, but maybe yeah, this looks great. So yeah, like I said, not a lot of projects for coding. I have to do a lot more now this year because you know have to get a corporate job or something.
Now, singing wise, I actually started learning singing since May 2023. I don't have much knowledge of singing because I don't have a vocal coach. I don't have any instruments with me. Again, money problem. And I do not. Basically, I don't have anything other than YouTube. And of course, you can learn a lot from YouTube, but there wasn't any specific course on YouTube to take to that can teach you how to sing. So I just basically started doing these vocal exercises, and that's what I've been doing since um, a year and a half now. So Before that, I never sang, and my voice could make donkeys cry. It was that bad. Now it's not good. It's not. I mean, better. Okay. It just, let's just say it's okay-ish, okay-ish, not okay, okay-ish. So, uh, I'm gonna give you a little bit. Do you know, have a picture in mind how it is right now, so that in future, let's just say next year or maybe year after that, when I give a video like this, I can just have it to compare. You know how bad I was. So yeah, if you want to save your ears, I would say stop the video right now and just go do your own thing. But if you don't like your ears that much, then just listen for like 1 minute or 50 seconds. Anyway, thank you for listening till this far. Pretend I didn't need to, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Ooh, I should be running. Ooh, you keep me coming for ya. That in Miami was a remembrance, a depend off me. Before I even know her name, la la la. It felt like ooh la la la, yeah, no. Sapphire moonlight, we danced for hours in the sand, tequila sunrise. Her body fit right in my hands, la la la. It felt like ooh la la la, yeah. I love it when it falls, senorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need